Dazzy, how we doing, buddy? Well, Stragan, how's things, boy? We're up the shed, guys. 4,000, 5,000. I'll get a bit of better lighting now. No, I don't trust that. Baz, how we doing, buddy? I said, guys, we're up the shed. We're doing, I know it's early, but we're doing some prep for Liverpool. We're on the old lead making. So we got some leads going. Oh, congratulations, Welsh Dragon. My wedding anniversary was 7 years on the 2nd of September. If the wife's watching, best thing I ever done. So yep, we're up the shed and we're making leads. We've got 5 ounce and 6 ounce moulds going on at the moment. I'm getting the lead process done ready for me and the boys out the way. And then the next process then is bait. We got spring tides coming in now next week. That's what us fishermen have to do, Welsh Dragon. Let's get some more lead on the go. Yes, I'm trying to get the lead making process out of the way now. And then we can concentrate on stocking up on the blacks then, ready for the Liverpool trip. I know it's a while away yet. I've got to get a car on the road still. But we're getting there. How's the kids, Dazza? We got 34 people in the live, it's saying. Who's in, guys? Come say hello. Yeah, that's the 6 ounce leads. These are the breakaway distance leads. And yes, guys, there's a massive opening by there. So I'm not making lead in the shed without any ventilation. Jamie, how the devil are we, brother? Rob, how are we doing, buddy? Let's get that one out the way. Alessandro, how are we doing? Welcome in, buddy. Not too bad. Still trying to figure out what's going on with my car. We replaced the turbo, was driving all fine, and then every now and again I get an odd grinding noise when I change gear. Oh, sorry, not when I change gear, when I accelerate. So yeah, I've got two possibilities. One is it's the thrust bearing. The other possibility is a clutch, which is a dual fly mass wheel. So I hope it's not that, because they're expensive. So yep guys, when I take that off, I said these are the breakaway distance grip leads. We got a nice little pot of them there, 5 and 6 ounce. So what's everyone been up to? How's things with you, Rob? Are you back down there? Any news on the caravan site yet? Oh, you were moving down there, weren't you? Last we spoke, I believe. Do you want to say what part of Amsterdam you're in, Paul? Holland, I mean. Bass, these aren't all for me, buddy. I stock the boys up when I go up there as well. So I'll be meeting up with Hakan, Joa, Carl, Jay, Jamie, Paul. So might as well get the year's supply done in. No man, how we doing, buddy? Hey Rach, he went back to school yesterday, so he had his second day back today. He's very excited. So yeah, he's doing well, thank you. How are the kids getting on? No comment, Paul. Right, I'm gonna make a little bit of a noise now, guys, because I've got to heat these molds back up. Yeah, so I said we're getting some prep done. Said spring tides come around this way. Yeah, I will, Rach. I will. He's still got his well, he's scabbed all over now, so he's not infectious. But yeah, he weren't happy missing out on going back to school. But yeah, homemade leads, guys. It saves us a couple of bob when you can get lead at the right price. And you're telling me, Paul, you didn't take any to go on the coach? All I'm doing, guys, is just taking the blowtorch, just heating the mould back up. Hopefully that way we stop a bad pour. So I'm running the 5 ounce and the 6 ounce breakaway moulds. These are the breakaway distance moulds. Yeah, no worries, Rach. I'll speak to you soon, darling. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, we're just gonna take the dross. I was gonna say the other, but I don't want to upset the snowflakes. You too. So I've got a thick bottom pan. And we pour away. No, I haven't, Paul. Never had the opportunity to. Anybody been fishing recently? Rob, you been out at all fishing? Oh, too right, Paul. Too right. Gotta know where your bread and butter is, boy. Oh, they got hot pretty quick. And there we are, guys. That's a 6 ounce, I believe. No, that's the 5 ounce. 6 ounce is the other one. I just poured 2 at a time. Oh, it beats the blank, Paul. Rob, sorry, it beats the blank, buddy. Have you moved down? We were going down to Dorset, weren't you, Rob? The only thing that annoys me about these grippers are the wires, pulling them in and out. They're a nightmare on times. Oh, we started off at 37, we're down to 3. Oh, make that 2. I said, thanks for tuning in, guys. The move go all right, Rob? There we are. Back to that. So where were you fishing then, Rob? Sunday? Gemma, we're making lead weights, fishing weights. So, Homemade lead weights for fishing. As the old saying goes, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. So saving a couple of bob, just making up some weights. To use myself. It does, Gemma, it does. I make my own rigs as well, and when you catch with your own things that you made up yourself, a bit more of an achievement to it, I think. Personal opinion. So yeah, that's what they come out like. So that's a 6-ounce lead. Mr. Walkie, how are we, my brother? How's you and the family? Sort of, Paul. The car's running, it drives, but every now and again when I accelerate I get a horrible grinding noise. Not 100% sure what it is. I've looked into it and it could either be or the dual mass flywheel. So yeah, it's one or t'other, but it's driving. But I'm trying a few other things before I take it on a long journey. I done sales after the turbo went in and it drove perfectly fine. And then I done about another 15-20 miles after that and it started making a noise. So hopefully it's not the dual mass flywheel because that's expensive. So yeah, just starting to get some up. It's spring tides from Tuesday onwards, so hopefully means you can get some bait as well. Fingers crossed it's not, Paul, because I can't afford not to get it done, if you know what I mean. So if it is that, it's gonna have to be done. think what's been spent on the car in the last couple of months. It's had new discs and pads, new calipers. It's had the welding done for the MOT. It's had a new turbo, new battery. Yeah, it's had quite a lot of things done. We haven't, Paul. We're going to have to sort a trip out, buddy. I think this year I've had the rods out maybe 4 times. How's things, Mark? Yeah, so it's been a very hit and miss season for me this year. Well, practically missed all of the smooth hound season. Well, not practically, I did miss the whole season. I think I've fished twice for hounds probably this year. One of those sessions being with you, one with Hakan, and 2 with the club. That's all I've done this year. Like I said, the car's been off the road since May the 1st. Just trying to get that done. The turbo blew up on the car, Mark. So I sourced the turbo when I was away. I got back when I had the weather to get around and do it. It was the wrong turbo they sent, so I had to send that back. We had to wait a fortnight for them to refund that. Then I ordered another turbo, and then waiting on the weather again. Go on, you're in the hole. That's what she said. And then said I took it for a test drive. It was driving all fine. And then all of a sudden, I've had an odd grinding noise whenever I accelerate. So it's not been brilliant, and it's costing a bit of money, more than I had wanted to spend, put it that way. Though I did save a lot by having it done at home and not going into the garage, but it still costs a lot more than I was expecting. That's a bad port. How is the golf been going, Paul? So hopefully we'll have everything up and running smoothly for cod season. But I said, need to start getting some bait ready for that as well now. Spring tides are coming in on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Anyone know anybody after a 3.5 mercury 4-stroke, never seen the water. I got one for sale. Yeah. Mr. Glover. More prep for when we come up, boy. As you know, I done some yesterday. We're back at it again today. Can tell the temperature's dropped, guys, out there. There's that there. And there's about another 10 down by here. There's another bucket of them somewhere in here. And then I've got another bucket down there to sort out. Yeah, that was a bad pour. You can feel that straight away. Yep, spring tides this week coming now, Paul. So we'll be going after some of the blacks. Ready for the cod? Yep, the Evertonians be quiet. I don't know what Paul's talking about the start of the season. It's going to be the remainder of your season too. So we got in here now. We got Mark, we got Paul. It's just a blip. Tell me about it, Mark. I could ask you the same question. Apparently they don't catch them in Liverpool. Oh, they do, just when I've left. In 3 years, we've seen like an 8-inch codlin come out of the Mersey, and that was caught by Jamie at the Eastern Slabs. However you pronounce it, I know where it was. Have we still got Gemma in the chat? Well, as you know, Paul, it's not through lack of trying. The time and the effort has been well and truly put in. Sorry guys, I'm just warming up the moulds because the temperature's dropped out here. Yeah, we're going to start getting the bait ready. Get the prep out of the way for that. Yeah, no worries, Mr. Wortley. We'll catch you soon, buddy. As soon as the car's back up and running, we'll get a trip, even if it's just a few hours down Penner. Well, I remember the first year I went up, I must have fished a good 50 odd hours. Oh, no, 72 hours we worked it out straight when I was up there. Not codling. And then when I come home, there was a picture put up, same spot, somebody pulled out an 8-pounder. Then the next year, we done the same. None of us had any codling. We fished for hours and hours and hours. Not a snippet. It's a bad pour again. Right, it's that lead then, it's not hot enough. And I think I must have put in a good another 60, 70 hours again then. And then last year, same again. Hours were put in, not a snippet. And when I left to come home, there was cod caught. Every year, without a fail, it happens as soon as I leave Liverpool. So we're just waiting for the tides to come available, and then me and the boys will have a look at it. Well, the only thing with the issue I got with that, Paul said I can only pump it when the spring tides are here. So I'm going to go out now and get it now, and get it frozen down, and then I may try to get up for the Friday morning and go and get some fresh as well. more gas, because this ain't giving off enough heat with what's in there. No wonder. There we are. What's that, Mark? I've had some big size whiting from Otters Pool last winter, but no cod. Yep, we pulled out whiting, we pulled out flounder, we pulled out rays. What else was pulled out, Paul? Can you remember? There was blennies pulled out. There was something else pulled out from there as well while we were there. Perch Rock never lets us down. Always fishing of abundance from Perch Rock. Dabs was the other thing as well. I knew we pulled something else out. And what I do then, guys, I just got tin snips. Snip off the waste. That goes back into the pot for remelting. Matt, how we doing, buddy? How's Josh and our little one? Good, good. You been out much, Matt? How's the van running? Seen some of the taupe coming off Mumbles, Matt? Surprised you've not been down there fishing for them. Cheers, boys. It's thirsty work making, lads. I know what you mean. Martin, how we doing, buddy? There's been some nice sized taupe come off the old nab rock. Very true, man. That's what he's been telling you, is it, Mark? And then we've got all the wires here ready. New set of wires. These are the 1.5 gauge with the 7-inch 1.5s. Yeah. So these are the thicker, more sturdier gauges for your grip leads, guys. So that's what we're using. I tried the 1.2s and they were like candy floss. Get rid of the naughties. No, that's my next. I've got 5, 6 and 7s. My next purchase is the 8s. They're the breakaway distance legs. We'll quickly whack one up for you now, guys. So we go through, roughly gauge where you want. Up we go. Over we go. Same again. Gauge it roughly. And there you are. got the plastics here for them somewhere as well. And then I'll just put the plastics on the sleeves, and that's a 6-ounce breakaway distance. Make these, I get a good stash done up. I've got the 7-ounce DCAs. That's a backer mold. I got the 7-ounce breakaway distance distance molds. These are a brilliant mold. Not used this one yet. I've got the 6-ounce dumpies. I've got 2, 3, 4-ounce in pyramids. CJT molds. So you go 1 mold there, 1 mold there, 1 mold there. I've got the 5-ounce in the DCAs. So they're the 5-ounce DCAs. But I will be looking into getting the 8-ounce breakaway distance molds for some of the grounds around here. What else have I got it? Yeah. There we are. That's the 6-ounce dump leads, which are those ones in 6-ounce. I've got some rollers. So I got a selection of lead, different molds here. Keep me going. Let's warm these molds up again. I use a company called JMB Molds. He's very reasonably priced. I think they're about 56 quid for a 7 or 8-ounce mold. That's not badly priced. He machines them to order. Are you in your Joa? He's just smashing things out on the boat at the moment, Mark. He's sold his T900s and his casting specials to fund more restoration on the boat. And he's trying to get it in the water ready for May. So yeah, a lot of his spare time and hard-earned mullah is going into that boat. He's coming along, he's got it spray painted underneath now. You tell me, Matt, I got it from you, didn't I? So yeah, he's sprayed the underside of it, so that's painted now. He's done the transom, and he's started fiberglassing that in as well. So yeah, he's getting there. Oh, sorry Matt, wasn't I supposed to say I got it from you? Oops, my bad. I know exactly where my lead comes from. The church roof. Joking, before anybody reports me for it. You know, this come off a house, this one. Jamie, how are we, my darling? You have internet? Being online, I presume so? Or is that still a subject you don't want to go into? Mr. Coppin, how are we doing, my brother? Hope's all well. If you're wondering what the noise is, I'm just heating the moulds up, guys. The temperature has dropped dramatically down here. Hi Janice, thanks for tuning in. How are you doing? Oh, 62. Yep guys, so we're just catching up on some lead prep. Ready for our annual trip up to see the boys. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope you're all doing well. Just trying to get the old dirty stuff out of this. Cleaned it up as much as I can, but there's still a bit of gunk on there. I'm just going to go with it as that. We'll have one or two dirty-ish legs. And yes, guys, as said, I'll keep repeating. I got 4 lots of rhubarb plants right outside the front of the shed. So the light goes out. So there's plenty of ventilation. I've got gloves. I've got a cooking stove, thick based, heavy duty pan, and all my other necessary bits and bobs, guys. Oof, yep, that lead's definitely got hotter now. Oof. Definitely, because I don't know if you can see the steam coming off those guys. But there is steam in their old gloves. Trying to sort a bit of better lighting out, guys. Smash, my boy. How are we, Jay? How are you and the family? With you, Smash, you wouldn't have it any other way, boy. Said we're just up the shed, smashing out some leads, ready for our annual Liverpool trip in November. I know it's early, but prepare to fail and fail to prepare. Fail to prepare and prepare to fail, sorry, is the words I was looking for. So there's never any harm being prepped in advance. I know Paul don't need any leads. He's probably still got about 10 from the year before last. Amateur, how we doing, my boy? That's all right, Matt, because I made sure we're making some more weights ready for Liverpool. I know I've got more than enough, but I'd rather have a session making them up, getting them done. That's the 6-ounce breakaway distance, lads. We've probably got about 30 of them made up so far, 30, 40 leads made. As the old saying goes, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. Have you still got the tin from, not last year, the year before, Paul? Or shock me and say you've lost them. And I know it's not in the sea. When he gives me the lead for discount prices, I'll do him his discount prices. Charging the little bugger. And he borrows my ladders. So yeah, we've got the 5-ounce and 6-ounce going at the moment. We will be swapping over to the 7 shortly. Moth, you don't want to land there, boy. You'll be fried alive. What is a few left, Paul? I think you had 10 off me at the time, didn't you? Are we in high fives or all 10? Boys, as you know the answer, right? Ask me no questions, tell thee no lies. Right? I don't ask where the lead come from. I just cough up the money for it. So yeah, that's what we got of the new ones, guys. Amanda, darling. That's from the extra that he charges, and more like Steve. Monster Munch, guys. What's your favourite flavour? Hot and spicy. pickle onion. Lidl's version, absolutely banging. Hot spicy. Unfortunately, Lidl's don't do that version, the hot and spicy ones, but yeah, I do like the hot and spicy. How are the girls, Manda? Come on, you bastard, get out. Mr. Jarvis, how are we, my friend? What's new? Charlie's going to Tunisia in the morning with her boyfriend. Roro had his first day back in school yesterday. Because typical, the little bugger come down with chicken pox the day before he went back to school, so he had an extra week off. He's done some 7-ounce heads next. And then I've got the lovely job of putting the wires in them all. Woohoo! On your fudge wet, get out. Hot, hot, hot. Spicy. Thank you, Richard. Said hopefully now, guys, once the car is up and running properly, I'm hoping it's not the clutch, we can start to get back out there and get some lives and some videos coming back. It's just, as you know, we've not had much of a summer, so trying to get out under the car and looking at it. Charlie's boyfriend, he's been a godsend, thank God to him, so thank you, Luke. He's helped me with it. So I said, guys, if there is anybody looking for a 3.5 horsepower 4-stroke Mercury boat engine outboard, brand new, give me a message. I've got one for sale. It's never seen the water. I wish. It's like a new car, Mark, with what I've spent on it, I'll tell you that. It's had the sills re-welded, back brakes, calipers, discs. It's had a new touchscreen monitor, it's had a new battery, it's had a brand new turbo, all new pipes. And by the looks of it, it's going to have a new clutch. What's this battery doing? Oh, 67, that's plenty. Plenty for what we're doing. Yeah, it's pretty much nearly had an overhaul. Not far off. Motoring feel, Mark, innit? That is motoring for you. There we are, Mark. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. How are we doing, Dave? How's the boat doing? I don't have to say bad things about you, my lover boy. It's like my car at the moment. Turbo's in, that's fine, that's working fine. But every now and again when I accelerate, I get a horrible screeching, grinding noise. Take my foot off the accelerator, it goes away, it don't come back. It's every now and again. No, nothing wrong with the pulleys. It's just strange. It's got a horrible grinding noise. As I said, you take your foot off the accelerator, it goes away. It doesn't come back till you're at about 60 mile an hour again, and then it comes back. I was speaking to him day before yesterday, actually, Steve. He's just flat out with work. He hasn't stopped, he was saying. It's not a wheel bearing. I got a feeling, Dave, it's either the thrust bearing or the mass dual fly mass wheel. So the clutch. Yeah, I have, Steve. It's no juddering, it's a horrible grinding noise, like something is literally metal on metal grinding kind of noise. It's strange. But as soon as you take your foot off the accelerator, it goes. So, and then when you put your foot back down, it's not there again. So it's intermittent. I haven't tried on the clutch. I've just taken my foot off the accelerator and then it stops. So, but it's only when I'm accelerating. It's not doing it when you're changing gear. What was that now? That was a 6. Oh, sugar and spice. Yeah, I know the car's under load, but it's strange because it's pulling off fine. You would think if it was the clutch, it would be doing that when you're changing gear and pulling off, but there's no loss of power there. It's just once you're about 60 mile an hour, I've tried that, Dave. It's not. That's what it's baffled me because it's not doing that when I've tried being in neutral and just dipping the clutch and bringing up to the bite-in point and nothing. It's only when driving. Now and again, it's so intermittent. When I put the turbo in, first of all, I took it on a 60-mile round trip and it worked perfectly fine. Then I left it 2 days. I went back out. I got about 10, all of a sudden it had come back. Could be. I think it's just one that I'm going to have to bite the bullet and put it into the garage and see what they come back with. But it's intermittent. There is that side of it. But I said we've got a brand new turbo in there. So I had an oil change. So I had basically it's had a full service. Again. It's the Turan. A VW Turan 1.9 TDI. It's the 105 horsepower, 77 kilowatt. Right, that's the 5 ounces done with. I start making up some 7s. Ready for the good old mighty Mersey. The engine size and what horsepower it is and that, Amanda. So it's 105 horsepower, 77 kW on it. Oh. I'm just taking the end caps off now, guys. And then we'll start looking at making some 7-ounce leads. We've nearly got a pan full of 5s and 6s. And it's engine code BXE. Oh, crikey Nora. It's hurting my back standing up there. Oh. Right, that's all. Christ. 5, 6 and 7, 5 and 6s in there. Start working on some 7 ounces. Delbo, how are we, my man? Hold isn't the word, Delbo. How are we, my man? It's nice to catch up with you down Newgale. And this is why you preheat your moulds, guys. I don't know if you can see on there. By heating that up, see all that moisture coming out? 1, you don't want to pour your lead into there when it's like that. And 2, it'll stop it from having a bad pour. But that's just the moisture from in the shed starting to bubble out of it. As you know, lead and water do not mix. Did you manage to get back down Newgale in the end, Delbo? Yes, no worries, my boy. Ah, shit, sorry to hear that, Delbo. So guys, we're just getting some heat now. We've taken that moisture out of it. Just bring it up to temperature now. So I went into Tesco's day before yesterday. They've got the Christmas stuff up already. Christmas! We haven't even done Halloween yet. You know what, those nights are coming in cold already, guys, isn't they? Went out to the car yesterday, 12 degrees already in the morning. What's the temperature doing up by you guys then? See what this 7 done then. Oh, she's steaming. It would have been good if I put an eye in it. Amateur week guys, I'm telling you. Oh, come on. Problem is when the gas starts getting cold because this temperature. What's that, Del boy? What's summer? We've had a nice day, 3 days of rain, a nice day, 3 days of rain. I think we've had more rain than we have had sun this summer. We've had wind and rain for the last couple of days. The odd little spell of sun in between it. But it's been shocking down here. And there we are, guys. There's your first 7-ounce lead. Steam is bellowing off these moulds. Well, that mould, I should say. Can you still see that, guys? It's not showing it up there. It's showing it down here where I've got the lights. It's bellowing off it. Problem is, you open these crisps and you want to eat the whole pack. There we are. Set the shed on fire, Scott. There's the 7-ounce breakaway distance leads. Inglorious. Dano, how was Jamie's first day of school, my brother? Did you enjoy it? Ah, brilliant. You'd be lost without yourself. You wouldn't know what to do with him now. too quick. I said, guys, anybody's after a 3.54 stroke outboard engine, never been in the water, let me know. I got one for sale. Hi, Rach. Oh, my little stash is going down slowly. You can sort that out after, Rach. Buy yourself a little sib. How's work been, Dano? Ah, you mother of all Jehovah's Witnesses. I need that. Oh. Oh. What's the worst could happen, Rach? Hot, hot, hot. Tell you what, these gas cans are a pain in the rear end when they get cold. stash of part one, or part used I should say, gas cans, but they're right for the blowtorch. That's going towards my thoughts on it. It's either the that, or it's the bearing. But I'm not a mechanic, so I'm just guessing at the moment. But to have that replaced, the cheapest I found is like 750 quid. We shall see. That's where the direction I've been pointed in anyway at the moment, from who I've spoken to and spoken about with. It's either the thrust bearing, or it's the three big items are on the model are the turbo, which is done time and chain, it's not that, and then dual mass. Yeah. That was my thought exactly, Steve. But put it into the garage, it's over £1,000 to go into the garage. To have a mobile mechanic come out and do it outside the house, that's 750 quid. Or me and the daughter's boyfriend do it, and that's still a couple of £100 for the parts alone. So we shall see, but it's got to be done. Especially with Liverpool coming up, do I risk just leaving it until it goes? And the last thing I want is that to go on the way to Liverpool or in Liverpool. Yeah. I've been through a few of them. I've spoke to a couple of different mechanics, and that's where they've all pointed me towards, unfortunately, which isn't good. But they say things happens in threes, don't they? Both calipers went on the rear end, so I had to replace disc pads, calipers. Then the turbo went, and now this sounds like it's going. Yep. I wasn't trying to be negative and knocking everybody's suggestions down, but as I said, from the research I've done myself and people I've spoken to, that's what it's looking at. It's looking like it's the dual flywheel. Hopefully not. But it's all pointing in that direction, unfortunately. Come on, lad, heat up. Knock a couple of more. Oh, Christ. It's nearly 10 o'clock. Been going for 2 hours and 7 minutes. 19 likes. We got 6 left in the chat. Thank you, guys. Come on, lad. Come up to temperature. Yeah, no worries, Steve. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate the support as always. So, who we got left in here, guys? Oh. Oh. How have you been keeping, Rich? Christ. They are hot. Chris, how we doing, my man? How's things? Sorry to hear that, Rich. Hope you get better soon, buddy. You may be the man that can help me with this one, Chris, which we've kind of sort of diagnosed it. I've replaced the turbo on the Turan because obviously it blew up. Literally done a number on it. It's in the community posts, I think. I've done a test drive on it, drove 60 miles, obviously just the odd smoke coming out of it, which is usual for the amount of oil that went through the turbo and blew out the back. Turbo went in, was driving fine, everything pickups, boosts on it, everything was perfect. Come home, parked it up, went out 2 days later, got about 15 miles up the road, and it was only when I was accelerating I got a horrible crunching, grinding noise. Take the foot off the accelerator, it'd go away. Put your foot back down, wasn't there. Get up to about 60 mile an hour, it'd come back. Same again, take your foot off the accelerator. So I got a funny feeling it's either the thrust bearing or it's the Dumas flywheel. What's your thoughts on that? Obviously I know you've not heard the noise yourself, but from the research I've done and things I've looked into, it's pointing towards the Dumas. 6. A 105 brake horsepower, 77 kilowatt, engine code BXE. Everything I've looked into is pointing towards the flywheel. So a new clutch. It's the dual flywheel. But it's not grinding in any particular gear. It's not like grinding when you pull off or second or third. It's just, I think it's either 5th or 6th, and then when you accelerate you just get a horrible grinding noise. Take your foot off the accelerator, it goes. Put your foot back down, it's not there. A little bit further down the road, it'll come back. So it's intermittent. I'll read that message now. What's that? They're prone to eat. So first things first, do a gearbox oil change then, is it? And see what happens then. That's what I was leaning towards, is doing a gearbox oil change, see if that helps with anything, because it ain't cheap getting the dual mass flywheel done on them. Not cheap at all. The cheapest I found so far is 750 quid. Just spent 600 quid doing the turbo. So that'd be a new gearbox. Oh. I hope not. What's the going prices on one of them these days? Do I want to know? It's no 7. Is that new or second hand? No, Craig. Still got the boat engine. Just smashing out some leads. we'll see. We'll see. I may, well, whatever way I've got to do it, I've got to get it fixed either way. It's too much money in the car not to do it. There we are, guys. That's the 7 ounces. Tell you what, even though I've got, what are they? They've had a good hide in mind. Welding gloves on. The heat still gets through them. What's the weather like up there with you, Chris? Yes, that engine is a 3.5 Mercury 4-stroke, never been in the water. I've got one for sale. Yeah, well, in the last like 8 months probably, I've replaced both calipers on the back. I've replaced the discs, pads, replaced the battery, replaced the turbo, replaced the boot lock, replaced the door locks, replaced the touchscreen, radio and sat nav. So yeah, it's just been nothing but outlay of recent on it, and with the money I've spent, it's got to be done. I've only had the car 2 years. Yeah, no worries, Rich. Thanks for tuning in. It was nice to have a chat with you, buddy. Get well soon. price according to that, we've nearly made 50 leads, guys. 5 ounce, 6 ounce, 7 ounce. All DCAs, not DCAs, sorry, breakaway distance leads. There they are. Oh, Christ. And that's what we've made so far. Yeah, it's getting chilly down here now, Chris. I went out yesterday, got in the car, 12 degrees. I know some won't say that's cold, but for the morning, at this time of the year, that is. Yeah. Gotta be said, it's a lovely car to drive, but it's just the last 8 months to a year, it's just been an outlay. Don't get me wrong, it's, when you look at it, it's a 17-year-old car, so what do you expect? But it's been looked after, it's in good condition. Ish for its age, I should say. Yeah, I've just fitted a new turbo. Yeah, I've just put a new turbo in. I got that new 300 quid. Fitted it ourselves. Me and the daughter's boyfriend fitted it. Save a couple of pennies there, like. But by the time I bought all the bits and bobs for it, that cost me 600 quid. I've had the welding on the sills done, adding long past the MOT. And to be fair to them, they're holding their value. They do hold their money. I can't remember what it was that I put in there. All I know is it's gone in there and it works. But as I said, there's that odd grinding noise every now and then coming from it. It sounds like it's coming from the front of the engine. Well, I shouldn't say it sounds like it's coming from the front, it's coming from the engine. It's nothing from behind me, if that makes sense. Do you know what? That's me out of lead on that side. I'm not even going to melt that lot. We've made quite a few leads tonight. Lee, how we doing, my boy? We've had a session on the leads. Ready for the Liverpool trip in November. Oh, that's what we've made. It's a good haul of leads there. Whew. We've gone through some lead tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that bench, all that was full to there, stacked 4 or 5 high. So that's what we got out of it. There's 5, 6 and 7 ounce leads there. That's a good haul. It's not too badly. It's just for 3-4 days. Thing you want to do is be running out of tackle. Plus, some of the boys up in Liverpool have some of them off me as well. So, and then I've got another bucket like that made up already of 6 and 7 ounces. So it's just a constant rollover, keep them topped up. Saves me having to come up here all the time and make them. I just make a big batch at a time. I think there's probably nearly 50 in there. I've probably got another 50 made up in here as well. And then I've got a bucket of old leads down there to melt down as well. So, tell you what, oof, the hands are sore now. Have you got the fuel tank back in the engine yet? Of is while you're talking, a 7-ounce lead is about £2.50, £2.80 in the shop, depending on where you get them from. 5 ounces, you're buying them for what, £1, 90p a pound, 150 ish for the 6 ounces. It's worth doing it if you can get the lead cheap enough and the equipment. I've also got some fluorescent acrylic paints, UVs as well, so I'm going to try some of them on there, see how they go. Nice one. At least it's in there. You'll get what, 1 or 2 more days out on the boat now before we call it a season. Or are you just doing that ready now for next season? Nice one, happy days, Lee. Right. Oh. I said, know anybody after a 3.5 Mercury 4-stroke, brand new, never been in the water? I got one for sale. Yeah, they've gone up, Chris. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, so I got a Mercury 4-stroke. It's never been in the water. 3.5 horsepower. If you know anybody looking for one, send them my way. Right. On that note, guys, I'm going to close it down. I'm going to go stuff the rest of these. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Appreciate the support. Thank you for the ones that are still in here, and we'll catch you all later, guys. Right, this is all a new format now. There we are, close it down. All right, good night, guys.